I am so excited to welcome you to How She Owns It, the Self-Leadership Edition. Mradula, I'm very excited to have this conversation with you. I've been looking forward to it, I think, because I think what you're going to bring to this conversation is very different to the conversations that I've already had, but I think it's going to be very interesting, but you're going to bring a lot of value as well. And for anybody that is watching, Marajula is a senior AI marketing consultant. And rather than me get anything else wrong or describe you in a way that isn't quite right, if it's okay with you, I'm going to hand over to you so that you can introduce yourself. You can tell us a little bit about your background, what you're all about, who you help.
Yes. Hi, Julie. It's a pleasure to have the opportunity to speak to you today and just talk about my passion, which is working online and
Yeah.
AI. Now it's AI. I started off a very long time back, 25 years back, as a writer, and I've been constantly working as a freelancer, and I've learned lots of things in the process. And now what I've is my passion is more writing. Writing has always been my passion, but now I just embrace the AI. AI is artificial intelligence, which I actually was a bit afraid of using as a writer when it started out. But then now I don't spend a day without using some AI tool. It makes
Yeah.
life so much easier. I mean, it helps us become more productive. We can do so much more with our work, whatever we are doing. If we can save time and get time for ourselves in the end, eventually. That's why I wanted to speak about AI over here when you mentioned about self-leadership and how we can actually use it for our growth. And it's a very good tool if you know how to use it. And that's
Yeah.
what I would like to talk about.
Perfect. So what would you say self-leadership means to you then?
To me, self-leadership is being taking control of ourselves, knowing what we want to do, when we want to do it, and how we want it. Being able to lead ourselves to do lead our lives. That's most important. Everyone has that ups and downs. Even I've been through a lot. But the thing is, we can't just sit back. Especially as women, we have got that. What would you say? We have got that power. I would say. I mean, we have the power to come back. Whatever, no matter what life throws at us, we always come back, and that's coming back, and that's what I we take pride as a woman to be able to handle everything, the family, work, house, everything is taken. We handle it with such finesse. I mean, there's no one. It's so beautiful that's what I call leadership, being able to lead ourselves.
Yeah.
When the society is, especially when where I'm from in India, society isn't actually and nowadays is okay, but when I started a long time back, we were Indian women are not that actually encouraged to work a lot, and so being able to lead ourselves and actually do something for ourselves is really a privilege, and it's really beautiful being able to do something for ourselves, lead our own lives, and be an independent woman. That's what I would say self leadership is.
I love that. And I love the fact that you've said that it is doing that whilst life is going on. And I always say,
Ex-
and during the conversations I've had, life is always going to life. We're always going to have things going on.
Exactly.
It's not all going to be rainbows and sunshine, is it? But
Ex-
we get to lead ourselves through those times and we still get to thrive and be
Exactly.
successful, even if we've got challenges and there's stuff going on that we've got to deal with as well. We can actually do that. It is possible, isn't it?
Exactly. It is possible. I mean, we just have to lead ourselves, like it's a leadership. We just have to prove ourselves, believe in ourselves. That's the most important thing is belief, I would
Yeah,
say.
I agree. As well as something I think is really important is self-trust as well, because I think
Yes.
we don't necessarily always have the confidence or the belief that we
Mm-hmm.
might want, but I think
Mm-hmm.
if we can trust ourselves enough to take a
Yes.
step forward,
Step.
then
Yes.
the confidence and the belief does come then as we do that. But I think they're definitely all very, very connected, aren't they?
Yes, it is definitely. That's one thing. That's very good. You mentioned it. Like we do need to have trust in ourselves, no matter how
Yeah.
lame it may we have an idea. It may sound lame. It may sound not. It doesn't work. But then only if you try and you trust yourself. If you trust yourself, if you trust the process, it will definitely work. No matter what you think about, just trust yourself and know that it will work. It will work after that.
Yeah. So, do you have a story or a lesson that you can share that shaped how the way that you lead other people, but also more importantly, because of everything that you've just said, leading yourself is important. So, a lesson or a story that shaped the way that you lead yourself.
Oh, definitely. I would perfectly give my example to related to topic of talking about AI. And
Okay.
I'm a writer. I am a passionate writer. I've always written. My audience has always been I've had written from international market, not just Indians. So when AI tools came in, I was really, I one of all my clients slowly stopped saying we don't need a writer anymore. We got AI tools. So I was really at that moment I didn't know what to do because it was my bread and butter. I was used to earning. I was being used to being that independent woman with having assignments. I was always a freelancer. I would always get work. But once AI came in, everything just stopped. And I didn't know what to do. I actually sort of gave up. But never was a person who gives up. I always believed there's always something there, and I've always looked for gaps. So I was okay. I had one or two clients that were still needed my work, and I could find a few jobs here and there. And that's when I was watching everyone creating content using AI tools and noticed one thing that AI is eventually AI. It's everything is automated. It does whatever we tell it to do. It doesn't have a human empathy. Doesn't have the human common sense, the logic. So I saw all the content had looks similar, and we create content online to stand out, for people to know who we are, to recognize who we are, to see our brands, personal branding. That's why we create content online. But when you're using the same prompts, you're using the same words, the same content, then you don't actually stand out.
Yeah.
Your content is just like everyone else's content. So that's when I realized, because I could see that because I was a writer. Maybe others wouldn't realize that. Me being, especially I'm a copywriter. As a copywriter, I don't write for the client. I write thinking about the client's clients. So
Yeah.
what does my client's clients, what do they want? That's what I look at. So keeping that perspective, I could see the gaps in the AI industry. That's
Yeah.
when I thought I saw this is a gap I can fill as a writer, because eventually we need content, it can be audio content, visual content, written content, everything depends on, relates to the words, the ideas we have. And then knowing how to create I'm not a prompt engineer, but I have got the common sense. I know the logic, what you require, what you need to bring up from the AI tools. And so that's when I learned when I realized this, that's when everything just clicked. Everything just fell into place. I realized there's a big gap over here. Everyone using AI, but they don't know how to use it properly, how to use it authentically. So that's
Yeah.
when I came back. It sort of brought me back into action. And that's after that, it's been a beautiful journey. I'm happy I didn't give up at that moment. And because of AI, I could have just stepped down. Okay, gone into depression. I can no longer write. I could have stepped back and just stopped, but I didn't do that. I just kept on going and looked for gaps, see how things were going, progressing, what AI could actually do. Then I saw that AI is, after all, AI. I'm not saying it's bad. It's really good. It saves a lot of time. It saves a lot of my time. It saves my research time.
Yeah.
And writing emails, it saves a lot of time on emails too, because we got to be careful about what we write when you're writing to clients. Writing email sequences, I use AI it gives me a sequence within half an hour. I can get a beautiful sequence created. I use 2 or 3 tools. I compare the emails and mix and blend. I add my human touch to it, and then
Yeah.
the same work which would have taken about an hour or two, I do it within half an hour now. So
Yeah.
that I get extra time for myself up there. So I do more work. I can get more clients. I can spend more time marketing myself, getting on calls like this, meeting more people. With the AI around me, I feel it's always better to meet people. I prefer not just seeing a person's content. Where possible, I prefer getting to know, hop on a call and just talk. No selling. I don't believe in selling. Just getting on a call, talking, getting to know each other. And
Yeah.
that's how it should be working nowadays. That's how we can lead ourselves to do something in our lives now.
Yeah, I love that you said that AI is obviously fantastic, but that you were looking and you saw a lot of similar content. And I think
Yes,
that I can see that when people have posted and the
exactly.
way that it's written, whether I'm
Yes,
right or wrong, I'm not sure, but I get a feeling as to whether
it's
it's
the same.
completely original or AI assisted or completely AI or whatever it may be. And I've started using Chat GPT, but
Hmm.
I have put quite a lot of information into it about myself, the language that I
Yeah.
use, my tone,
Okay. Yeah.
try and train it. I've given him a name. He's called Legend.
Okay.
But
Okay.
when we're chatting, because I chat back and forth and we have conversations, and I'll
Okay.
get something back and I'll be like, that does not sound like me. So it is,
Exactly.
you have to bring the humanness. But then I get mad because he's not listened to what I've said previously, and I'm treating him like he's an actual person. But I do like the fact that it gives, like you said, that opportunity to create things quicker. But I
Yeah.
think we have to be so careful that we don't
Hmm.
take what it gives us and then just take that and put
Yeah.
it
Yeah. We should
because
never do that.
No, because like it needs to be our voice. It needs to be our words. It needs to be, like you said, authentically us. And I think there's a lovely mix of the two that then can create content actually that perhaps we never even anticipated we could create either.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. It does give that does give beautiful ideas actually. I mean, something it gives me. I don't have to think about a
yeah,
new angle, a different perspective. It gives different ideas, and I can just spin the words. I just look at it and okay, oh, this is a good angle.
yeah,
Then instead of having to spend some time thinking about the angle, it gives different angles, and that's where it helps save time. That's why it's very good, especially for writing ebooks. When you write ebooks, you don't have to go through. It gives the outline. If you know what you, but of course you need to know what you want to give. Rather,
yeah,
it'll just spit out some index. But then instead of that, if you say who you are, like you said, you train it and you say what you want to talk about, the
yeah,
topics you want to talk about. So it saves a lot of time. That is why writing an ebook will take hours, days, weeks, months. But then if you use it as an AI tool and you can have it completed within a day max or two if you really
yeah,
want to. You can it's possible, but it wasn't possible before.
yeah,
So it is beautiful, yeah. But then we need to know how to use it. That's what I keep saying. Like any other tool, like let's say I give a comparison now. Like we have cars, bikes. Every car we need to know how to handle a car. We can't just drive a car. A new car. When it came here, when once there was a time when when automobiles there were no we had no horses and all that stuff. Now then we had cars come in, so we had to embrace it because of the cars coming in. Lots of um, jobs were lost. At the same time, new and cars brought different form of convenience. That's the same thing AI is bringing. I see the similarity in the same revolution, AI revolution and we have to embrace it and learn to use it for our betterment now. We can't shy away from AI. So instead of shying away, we should focus on learning to use it so that it actually benefits us and helps us do much more with whatever time we have left, especially when we are women especially don't have time. We are juggling so many things, so many duties, so many responsibilities. So if you have an AI tool which you know how to use properly, it can help you plan your day. You can there's lots of things we use it in the right manner. So AI is really a boon. It will not it but we need to know how to use it. That's all I keep saying.
yeah. It's like anything, like you say, a tool is only as powerful as the person that's actually
We
using it.
using it.
And
Exactly.
so, yeah, I think it's just being educated around how you can use it to your advantage, but not
Exactly.
relying on what just comes out. It's taking that and then making it you and making it your own. And think it's a practice, certainly for me.
Yes.
And the more
Yes.
you do it, almost like a muscle. So I love that you've shared that. And I really find it interesting that you'd said that, initially when AI came out, you were looking around, so many people were using it, and you were thinking, oh gosh, I could just stop now. I could just step
Yeah.
back. But instead of doing that, you chose to actually step up and actually look
Yes.
at the gaps in how you
Yes.
actually use it to your advantage and help you then move forward with it.
Mm-hmm. That is that's why maybe there are always hurdles. Life's always throws things. That's why I've always been like that. Whatever life threw at me, yes, I would stop for a moment there, but then we just have to think,
Yeah.
look at the pros, cons, why did it happen, do some reflection, and then we can move ahead. There's nothing stopping us from doing anything.
Yeah.
It's always our mindset, the way we look at things, and there's always a solution. I always say, no matter what the problem is, there always is a solution. We just have to find it. So,
Yeah. Definitely. So that leads me nicely into the next thing that I was going to sort of ask you is how do you stay rooted then in who you are and stay true to who you are during those messy times, those testing times, times of uncertainty?
well, my children were actually my strongest backbone of always my children. Looking at them, I knew I couldn't just I have to set an example for them.
Yeah.
Like I can't just back out and show them we have to give up. I have to give them a message that life throws us. Life is not a bed of roses all the time. There are thorns and roses. We just need to know how to um, overcome all those whatever hurdles we face. It is no because it's us. When we have children looking up. I have three kids now. They're adults, young adults. But then at that moment, I couldn't give up. If they see the mom giving up, the children they will also lose hope in life. They will not know what is the right thing to do. They won't realize that it's a solution now because I didn't give up. The same thing. They have got the same happen. My kids all three are the same. They don't give up easily. Whatever happens, I mean even in today's job market, so many things. I mean, there's so many things that can happen. You may lose a job, you may get a job, something. And so we teach the resilience. We not only do we get resilient, even our children see the same thing, and we actually reflect whatever we teach. They sort of pick up the same things too. So my children, because of them, I couldn't give up. That I would say that's the main reason, and that
Yeah.
kept pushing me. And yeah, I wouldn't. I've always been like that. Maybe it's my nature. Like I couldn't give up. I'm not a person who gives up. I always keep going because I know that there's always a solution. It's an inbuilt intuition I've had for since a long time back, and it just works for me. And I'm a very positive person. As some people say that I laugh too much. I tend to smile. I tend to laugh. Even though no matter what happens, I'm always laughing. So
Yeah.
even it may be a good point, a bad, but then that's how I am. So it's a good, I would say, like a blessing in disguise. Because I don't worry too much, because eventually, what's the point of worrying? You're only going to. That's my attitude. Or we keep worrying. Only thing that happens is our health gets worse. We get stress, anxiety, and all that thing, which is unnecessary. The only thing happens because we keep worrying. Instead of that, we look forward, spend the same energy thinking about a solution. You get a solution over that. We spend the same energy thinking and getting into depression and feeling sad. Is the way you use energy eventually, whether you use it positively or negatively. If you think of it positive, you look for a solution, you will find it. But you spend the same time and effort brooding about a problem and saying, "Oh, but why do I have all the bad luck and this and that?" It does happen. We are human beings, but then it's our job to come out of it again. Come out and think that it is possible. Let's look for a solution. Let's see what can be done. And there
Yeah.
always is a solution.
It sounds like you, everything that you do in your mind as well is so much bigger than just you. It's obviously you've got your children in mind and setting
Yeah,
it
yeah,
for them, but not also your children, also other women out there who see you getting up and continuing and bouncing back and
yes,
looking for a solution and overcoming it and
yes.
finding it. And I think that that is it's such a needed thing because I think that you saying that some people think you laugh too much or that you maybe too positive, that actually makes me a bit sad because I just think like how can somebody be like upset about the fact that you're laughing a lot? Like
Lovely.
that's a good
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, it's
Yeah, it's so important that we show up as who we truly are and never lose that laugh, like continue laughing because you showing up as that version of you and everything that you stand for and everything that you've just described without you realizing it on the other side of the world to me in India, you
mhm.
are invisibly giving other women just through this conversation, the women that are going to be listening, the permission to think if Miradula can do that, I
Why
can do
can't
it.
I?
Yeah.
Yes.
And what a ripple effect and what a legacy that is.
Yes, that's why I just want to say it's possible. Everything, don't give up. It's always been my motto. I mean, working online wasn't easy. Like I was from India. I was a writer. I mean, I'm a writer, and being an Indian woman writer, writing for American clients wasn't an easy task, but I did it. And
Yeah.
I had repeat clients, so I'm proud of the fact. And when I did it 25 years back, we didn't have any ChatGPT or any other AI stuff, and everything was done manually. We didn't even have bank transfers in India at that time from PayPal and all that. But I didn't give up at that moment. So I've always been that resilient person. I maybe it's an inborn trait. Maybe I should thank my parents for that. But I've never given up. So I keep telling it. I see so many women, not only women, people coming into the online space, working, doing something, a coach, consultant, service provider, whatever it is, and they give up. They disappear after a year or two. There, I can't see them anywhere. I just
Hmm.
want to give them a message that it is possible you just have to keep going. You got to keep showing up, keep connecting, keep building connections, and
Yeah.
don't sell every time. Just connect with people. You never know. Like I'm talking to you today. It's not necessarily you're going to be my client tomorrow. You may refer me to someone else. Because of you, someone else may know about me. So I may
Yeah.
give a solution as a writer. Someone else. That's what has always been my mindset. Just
Yeah.
deal with the person, because you never know who will require your service, who will need you. So
Yeah.
that's how it works. I mean, keep work. I guess I always give them, don't give up. There's
Yeah.
always scope, there is always potential, there's always opportunity. But if we give up, nothing is there. You
Yeah.
just have to keep trying, continue. Then there always something will appear. Doesn't matter what. I've worn multiple hats. I've done affiliate marketing, social media marketing. I'm on Instagram, Facebook. I've learned all the different sorts of marketing without doing any course, just by common sense and using logic where people might who may require my services. So in the same manner, you just keep on trying. Don't give up is my always been my motto. Don't give up. Keep trying, and that's how the world is. We give up. We only if we give up. Not if we give up, we just and stop there. We keep going. We never know what we can see tomorrow.
Yeah. I think the only way that we can really fail at anything is if we give up, isn't it?
Exactly.
If we
Exactly.
continue, I try more so than ever these days to look at failure as just data. It's just a lesson. It doesn't mean we've
Yes.
actually failed because
Exactly.
we might actually find that the thing that we were doing isn't the thing for us in the first place.
Exactly.
And so we find
Yes.
a different route or we find a new way, a better way of doing that thing. So I totally agree with what you're saying. And I love your motto. And it does seem to be the thing that you want other women to know, which is just don't give up, keep going,
Exactly.
keep getting back up. So would you say that if for any other women that are watching and or listening to this right now, that not giving up is the thing that you want them to know the most about owning who they are, their capabilities, what
Yes.
they do, or is there anything else that if they're listening right now, you would want them to hear or you would want to say?
That's the main thing. Don't give up. Always be positive. There's always a good something good happening. Even no matter what, how bad life may look at you today, like you just mentioned today, whatever maybe what you're going through is a lesson that is not meant for you. Whatever you may have a setback is not meant for you. It's supposed to be something as a calling. It's for you. It's the time when you should do some thinking, reflection. Maybe you're not meant. It's only when you do some reflecting will you realize see another opportunity. And
Mhm.
I've never I wasn't a person who believed in all of manifestation and law of attraction, but then now of late I've met a person and I've been saying it actually it does seem logical, does seem to be just things just fall in place. When you got if you want to change your mindset and you think differently, you meet different people and we should let ourselves think, be open up. It's only if we keep thinking it's not possible, the more negative we are, the more we think it's not possible, we can't do it. We should remove the not word, not possible, no. We remove all the negative words and think more positively. Whether you like it or not, you'll see things changing in front of you without you actually doing anything. Unknowingly you meet new people without actually thinking. You'll see new opportunities and just appears out of nowhere. We just have to like you have to be receptive, open to opportunity, be positive, think positive, look and just look at life as there's always hope that there's all don't give up on anything. Keep going and there's always is our opportunity. There's
Yeah,
never a dead end.
yeah, no, I think I agree with quite a lot of that. And I am a very in favor of thinking positively and like being hopeful and things like that. But I think for me, certainly when I first got into the online space, there was a time when I probably fell into the trap of toxic
Ah,
positivity, where, read this. Have you read the book?
yes.
So if you think positively, positive things are going to happen. And I think people can fall into the trap of all you have to do is think positively
Think.
and the thing is going to drop in your lap. And it's almost like you then forget you actually have to feel your feelings because otherwise that the energy isn't right within you if you're not actually processing feelings or feeling them because you can't be positive all the time.
Time, exact, yes.
Life does happen, but you can move through that quickly. And I think like what I always like to say as well is it's all right to have a down day or even a down,
Yeah.
but we
Yeah.
don't want to unpack our suitcase in that and spend
Yes.
most of our lives there. Like we do need
Exact.
tools, don't we, to see the solution, see how we could move through it, see what lesson we could learn. And then, as you
Yes.
say, keep yourself open to
Yeah.
possibility, to new opportunities, to new people. And it's
Yeah.
your whole energy shifts, doesn't it, when you come from a
Yes.
place. And that's when
Yes.
things then are attracted to you because you've got the receptiveness and the capacity to receive.
Yes, definitely. That's very important. Like there are down days. I mean, it's come is normal to have bad days,
Yeah.
good days. But then it happens, especially for us women with PMS and menopause. It's everything. We have mood swings. It all happens. But then it doesn't mean we just stay there. We
Yeah.
let it. We have to, like you said, feel our feelings. Let ourselves. If you want to cry, cry. Even I do cry. Everyone cries. You do feel at that moment. If you feel like crying, cry. It's
Yeah.
okay. You cry, but bring out the feelings. Then don't keep crying. That's all. You cry, you come out. Don't keep crying. Don't expect someone to come and wipe your tears. No one's going to do that. We have to do it to ourselves. We just have to tell ourselves, think, and realize that just we have to keep going. That's all. As
Yeah.
women, especially when we have the whole family, actually, we are actually the backbone of the family. No matter what happens, we are the way we manage so many things, we do so many things, and it's up to us. We have, yeah, we have, at the same time, we should also acknowledge ourselves. So our opinions, like you just mentioned, we don't doesn't mean that we just because we're the backbone, we don't have any, we don't show any signs of weaknesses, but we do have weaknesses. At the time, we have to show it, but then at the same time, we should know how to come out of it, know how to
Yeah.
balance things up. The main thing, know how to balance things up and use it positively, all the energy positively.
Yeah. And that's that kind of leads us right back around to the topic of this conversation, which is self-leadership. So I
Yeah.
love that. So for anybody that's watching, where can they find you? Where do you hang out if they want to come and have a conversation with you, or they've loved what you've been saying and they want to get more of you? Where can they come and find you?
I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. I've shared my links around. You can My name is easy to find actually, Mradula. It's not a common name. So you just type my name, you can get it. So it's a difficult to pronounce, yes, but at the same time it's a plus point for me because it's not a common name. So
Yeah.
it's quite easy for people to just locate me on any platform. And yes, I can also share my links, and then I'm always happy to hop on a chat. I just enjoy talking to people, getting to know people. I've built more friends and relationships with people online than offline. Actually, I have more friends online. I always tell myself than offline.
Yeah. It is crazy because us just having this conversation, I'm in the UK, you're in India.
Yeah,
And so,
exactly.
yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I have
Yeah,
loved this conversation. Thank you particularly for joining me because I know it's almost midnight where you are. So
yeah,
that is dedication. All the links for where you can find Mradula are in the notes, so you can easily go and click on and find it. Like you've said, you're going to be super findable because you're totally unique, which is a really good thing and a plus point.
yeah.
But again, thanks so much for joining me for having this conversation. I've absolutely loved it.
Thank you so much, Julie, for the opportunity. I enjoyed talking to you, and it was a beautiful experience. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
no problem. And for everybody that's watching, thank you for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed this conversation as much as we have. I will see
Yes,
you in the next episode. But for now, go and click the links, go and find her, and I will see you soon.
thank you.